Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic, and welcome back to the channel. And today, if you guys, is another LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight video. Now, I know I sound a bit weird. I'm a little bit under the weather, but I'm on my Easter break, so I'm like, you know what? Hogwarts is too busy dealing with whatever they're doing with that trailer, which maybe I can make a video on that. But this is a LEGO Batman video, so make sure you guys enjoy the video. Hopefully you do. Subscribe if you're new. Like the video if you enjoyed as well. Hope you guys had a good Easter. And, yeah, let's get into it. So, LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is, of course, the brand new LEGO game releasing on May 22nd. It actually got pushed upward a week, which is, or I guess pushed back a week, I guess. Maybe up, back, whatever. They pushed it forward, right? In a good way. So, I believe it actually releases the same day as the new Star Wars film. So, I'm going to be seeing The Mandalorian and Grogu, and then going right to GameStop. So, that's going to be a good day. But, yeah, this is, of course, the Arkham-esque LEGO Batman game right now. Obviously, they don't really like people saying it like that, and that's kind of what this video is kind of going into. I'm nervous for this game, okay? It looks good. I'm getting it day one. I'm pre-ordering it, all that shite, right? I'm getting the game, and I'm excited for it. But LEGO games and critics have had a bit of a rocky history, right? You look at the older LEGO games, which, you know, obviously the first one came out, and they were like, oh, the LEGO Star Wars, the video game is groundbreaking, and it's innovative, and it's fun. And then, you know, they did LEGO Indiana Jones and LEGO Batman and all these things, and then they were like, oh, it's the same game every time. And then LEGO Batman 2 released, right, with talking minifigures and a massive, you know, open world of Gotham City. And they were like, oh, okay, it's cool again. And then Lord of the Rings and Marvel and, you know, Jurassic World and whatever. And they're like, it's the same thing again. And then LEGO Star Wars Skywalker Saga dropped, and they're like, oh, it's different again, right? So I feel like, you know, with these critics, right, they kind of give LEGO games kind of a bad rep, so to speak, where they're like, oh, well, you know, each one is the same and they're bad. But whenever they try to innovate, it's met with a, you know, whatever. I guess that's okay. You know, same exact freaking thing with Madden, right? Every sports game is literally the same thing every year, with a few reskins, right? Every Call of Duty is the same thing every year. You shoot terrorists in the face, right? It's not like it gets much different. The reason why I used to buy Call of Duty is because, yeah, it is the same thing every freaking time. But they changed the setting, they changed the maps, they changed the guns, they changed the story, right? And now they're changing their brain cells because now they're online-only BS games, which I don't jive with. But that's the thing, right? You can't criticize LEGO games for being the same thing every time when that's every freaking game franchise ever, right? Every Assassin's Creed, every Arkham game, every Call of Duty, every whatever, right? You find a shtick, right? And you do it. And then you innovate, right? Every LEGO game, it's the same, quote-unquote, right? But there's enough differentiation in there where you can go, okay, well, you know, in this one, yeah, you're playing as Batman versus Frodo, right? Or Iron Man versus Jack Sparrow. But at the same time, there's new locations, new levels, right? There's new things to do in each LEGO game that really makes them stand out. And LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight looks to be no different, right? So as a LEGO game, it is, I mean, we've straight up never seen anything like it before, right? But the problem that I'm kind of seeing isn't really a problem for me, but it's kind of like almost like a bad omen, I guess, right? Because I guarantee it when this game drops. I guarantee it. You're going to get every single, this game, you can count on it. It's going to get mid reviews, right? It's going to get like 6, 7, maybe an 8 if you're lucky, right? It'll be good to just good enough, right? And then every single review is going to be like, I'm like The Simpsons, right? I'm predicting this. Every single review, they're going to say, oh, it's good, and it works, and it functions as a video game, but this is just LEGO Arkham, right? And then everyone's going to, they're going to freak out, right? Everyone's going to lose their freaking minds. Now, obviously, yes, you're looking at gameplay right now. Yes, LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight, if they wanted to call it LEGO Batman Arkham, they could have done it, right? It looks the same. Is that a bad thing? No, right? The Arkham franchise is great, okay? Arkham Asylum's really good. Arkham City is excellent. Arkham Origins is really good. Arkham Knight is really good, right? Now, obviously, a few of the issues that I'll get into in a minute with Arkham that I have, but, you know, the foundation of playing as Batman, using your gadgets, right, gliding around a big open world Gotham, especially in Arkham Knight, right, you know, using the Batmobile and getting in that and doing challenges and whatever, and, you know, they're successful games because they're good games, right, they're excellent DC Batman games, they're freaking awesome, right, good stories, good graphics, good gameplay, good open world for the most part. And then you had, you know, Gotham Knights, which isn't canon to Arkham, but, they tried to do their own thing, which didn't, I mean, I played it, it was fine, I guess. Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, of course, is canon to the Arkhamverse. It is part of the Arkhamverse games, which I actually really enjoyed that game. I thought it was good. I know I'm the only person on the earth that actually enjoyed it, but, I enjoyed it. I've got like 100 freaking hours in that game. So, I guess I'm an idiot, but I enjoyed it. So, going into this, right, this is a no-brainer. I love the Arkham formula. I love the Lego games. So this is a no-brainer for me, right? I'm getting this day one, like, completely winging it, right? That's a bad pun. I just watched Lego Movie. But critics, I feel like, and I know no one cares about critics, really. Like, at the end of the day, if you like a game, or if you like a movie, or if you like a show, or you like a book, or whatever, who gives a fudge what anyone else thinks, right? If you like it, that's all that matters, right? There are so many things I love in this world that everyone hates, and I'm like, I don't care. And that's not me trying to be different or cool or edgy, right? I genuinely love those things. And if people hate it, oh well, who effing cares, right? I love the sequels. I love Joker 2. I love Cars 2, right? There are so many things in this world I love that everyone else hates. And, you don't see me crying about it online. But the problem is that, you're going to get these people that are impressionable, and they're going to see these, I'm assuming, mid-reviews, and they're going to get a little nervous, right? Oh, it's just Lego Arkham? Well, we already have Arkham at home, so why would I spend $70 whatever on this? You know what I mean? Oh, well, it's Lego Batman? Well, I got, 6 Lego Batman games at home. Who cares, right? Why should I care? And for me, obviously, and hopefully you listening, right? I mean, we should care because it's the marriage, so to speak, of Arkham and Lego Batman. And, not once in the marketing did any of these TT Games devs be like, yeah, it's Lego Arkham. We just didn't call it that, right? Like, they're not going to say that, obviously, because then they're just going to be like, oh, well, you didn't do anything different. You just haven't copied Rocksteady's homework and put a Lego sheen on it, right? Now, you're looking at gameplay, that's kind of what they ended up doing, okay? You're playing as Batman, and I know there's 6 other characters or whatever, but, you're playing as mainly Batman, okay? It's a Batman game. You're playing as Batman. You're gliding around a massive open world of Arkham, right? You got the Batmobile, the Batbike, the Batwing. You got all these incredible vehicles and traversal methods, and, there's random crimes, and there's a story kind of celebrating the history of Batman, and, again, to me and you, hopefully, it's awesome, and I'm totally there for it, but, the people criticize the Lego games for always being the same thing, even though they're really not, right? If you actually play every Lego game, you would know they are not the same thing every time. Is it the general format? Sure. But again, that's every game ever that has a sequel or a franchise, right? Every single game franchise in the world plays the same. They just add different things to it each time. And the problem is, TT, for some weird effing reason, got the flack for that shit. And they were like, oh, well, every Lego, it's Lego Marvel, but, you played Lego Marvel, you play Lego Batman 3. Same thing. It's really not, right? If you actually play them. So, this time they're really changing it up, right? Lego Batman 1, 2, 3... Dimensions, DC supervillains, right? The freaking Lego movie games. None of them play like Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. And that's good. But the problem is that Legacy of the Dark Knight plays just like Arkham. And I haven't played it, but that's, at least what it looks like. And you're going to get these people being like, oh, well, it's just, like I said, it's Arkham, but it's got Lego Batman instead of regular Batman, right? And I don't think it'll hurt the game sales that much. But I think certain people will be swayed by that, and they'll see these reviews, and they'll be a little bit nervous, right? Now, obviously, there are differences, right? It's Lego, it's more comedic, they're doing different things, they're kind of celebrating Batman and pulling, references from all these things, which they keep saying upwards and downwards that it's this, massive Batman story where you start as, like, a horrible Batman voice actor, and then you get, you're still bad, but you mature, I guess, right? No offense to Shy Matheson or whatever, but, I'm just saying I could do a better Batman. I'm just saying. But still, I praise to him. I hope it's a good, performance. But from what I heard, I don't know. He does not sound like Batman, but whatever. He's getting money, I guess, so what does he care? But I think at the same point, right, you look at this and you're like, all right, well, it's got those Lego styles to it, right? It's got that Lego substance to it, but will it be enough for not only critics, but also Arkham players, right? Like we haven't had an Arkham game since 2015 with Arkham Knight, right? And obviously Suicide Squad is canon, so that technically since 2020, whatever. But, the main traditional Arkham formula has not really released since 2015. So we're getting that, right? Like, literally, like, if you think about it, we're getting an Arkham game, but it's Lego, right? Like, that's awesome. But will it be enough, right? Because Lego games, like, I was talking to my one buddy about this, and he's like, oh, well, I don't want Lego Arkham. I want a Lego Batman game. Even if it, borrows from Arkham, that's cool, but I don't want it to play exactly like Arkham, right? And it looks like it is. You've got the difficulty sliders, you've got the traversal, the open world stuff, the collectibles and whatever, which, again, I'm all for. And I think one of my biggest issues with the Arkham series, which hopefully this game can rectify and change, is that Arkham Asylum, good story, very good story game, right? Excellent story. Shit open world, right? You beat the game, and there's like a Gollum crackhead guy running around the botanical gardens, and you punch him, and then you're just running around, right? It's very boring. Arkham City, good game, right? Incredible story. The Arkham City, it's a small open world, but it's good. It's fun to grapple around and, all that. There's no vehicles, but, it's fun to glide around for a little bit, right? I mean, I get bored of it in like 30 minutes. Because it's just the same thing over and over again, right? I mean, I love walking around and gliding around, but eventually, there's only so much you can do. Arkham Origins, again, really good story, really good open world. I like the snow. I like, it is kind of cheap that they covered it, and they're like, oh, well, it's a curfew, and that's why there's no civilians outside. It's kind of cheap, but whatever. Arkham Knight, obviously, excellent story, incredible graphics. I was literally playing it a few days ago on my PS5, and it looks freaking awesome. Like, still, the rain effects are incredible. The open world is massive, at least for a superhero, Batman game. But the issue I have with Arkham Knight is that, yeah, you can run around, and you can grapple around, and you can glide around, and you can use your Batmobile or whatever. But I don't know, man. Something about the Arkham Knight gameplay loop is just really freaking boring to me, and I don't know what it is, right? I'm the type of gamer, I could boot up for the most part, any open world game and just exist. Right? I don't have to kill bad guys or find collectibles or whatever. I can just, if it's a good open world game, is a game that's fun, right? But an amazing open world game is a game that you want to be in forever, right? I'm talking like good would be Arkham, Far Cry, I don't know, Cyberpunk maybe, GTA, right? I mean, at least for me. But then like the amazing open world games that I can just boot up and just simply roam around endlessly and never get bored. Obviously, like Lego games, you've got, Fallout and Elder Scrolls, the Souls franchise, Crimson Desert, which is a new one, but it's easily one of my top games of all time. There's so many open world games that I could just, Spider-Man 2, right? I could just load up and just roam around forever and never get bored. So you think playing as, effing Batman, you wouldn't get bored, right? But the problem with Arkham Knight is that you're set on this mission, right? You're not just Batman in a world to walk around. You're Batman. So what Batman does is he beats up bad guys, right? It's kind of his main thing. And the problem with Arkham Knight is that, once you get to a certain point, yeah, there's the occasional mob on the street, in downtown Gotham, there's, a little mob, or, you'll see one guy on the corner of the street, you punch him and then you glide away. There's, like, hardly no one on the rooftops ever in Arkham Knight, right? There's a whole tri-corner of the freaking map, which is just plain-ass empty. Like, there's, like, nothing there, right? In terms of, like, stuff to do, right? I know there's collectibles or whatever, but, I'm talking when you 100% the game, right? Besides activating Nightfall and effectively soft-locking yourself out of the experience, there's not much to do, right? Now, obviously, yeah, you can glide, you can run, you can grapple, you can drive, which is fun. Right, I'm not going to lie, it's fun to be Batman for a little bit. But then once you run out of people to beat up or things to do, and it's just a completely barren, empty open world with nothing going on, just rain, right? No civilians, barely anyone on the rooftops like Arkham City did, or Origins, right? There's hardly nothing to do besides beat up one guy and rinse and repeat. That's why it's incredibly boring to me, right? You're not just... it's not Lego Jurassic World where you're just existing in this world and you're looking at it and you're enjoying the ambiance, right? You're freaking Batman. You're there to beat up people, right? So there's nothing to do hardly. And I'm not trying to shit on Arkham Knight because it is a very good game, but something that Lego Batman is doing that Arkham Knight is not doing, at least from what I've seen, is it's giving us a massive open world, which is apparently 2 times the size of Arkham Knight, which, we got to see the rest of it, but from what I've seen, it looks cool. You've got the great graphics. You've got, hopefully, which will be a good story. You've got excellent gameplay, which it looks like they're borrowing a lot from the Arkham franchise, which that's a good thing, right? But from what I've seen not only a good-looking city, which we got that before, I'm seeing a city that is alive. I've never seen that once in any single Arkham game. Never. Yeah, you glide around and you beat up thugs, right? Whoop-de-frickin-do. But this game, you're still gliding around, and you're grappling around, and you're driving, and you're, traversing. It's the same thing as Arkham. You're doing the same thing as Arkham. But now there are bad guys on the streets, there are bad guys on the roofs, there's random crimes, right? Which, I think maybe Arkham Origins did it, but I don't think Knight did it, right? I'm pretty sure, maybe once or twice, but I played Arkham Knight for about 30 minutes straight the other day and didn't get one freaking random crime. Unless my game bugged, I don't know, but, now you've got civilians walking around Gotham, and I know it's a Lego game, and I know people say that as like, oh, well, it's a Lego game, so why should I play it, right? Oh, it's a kid's game. Oh, it's for babies. Oh, that's the toddler game, right? That's the game for my newborn fetus, right? That's the game for my unborn child to play in the womb, right? Just stick a controller up there and there he goes, right? Have fun. No, right? Lego games are not kids' games. They are not baby games, right? Do kids play them? Sure. But as a teacher at Hogwarts, right, when I'm doing Defense Against the Dark Arts and I'm talking, hey, are you kids ready for Lego Batman? I swear to God, this is not hyperbole or a joke. They said, what? Fuck that. We want Grand Theft Auto 6. And I was like, oh, those are the parents you have. I see, right? So as an actual real teacher at Hogwarts, right, I've seen it all, talking about Slytherin, the kids are like, oh, we don't care about Lego games. And mind you, they are kids, like actual, not babies, but, 10, 11, 12, whatever years old. They're playing the adult games, right? I know that's just bad parenting, but at the same time, like, they don't care. The adults are what care. Adults and late teenagers care about Lego Batman. Kids don't care about Lego Batman that much. I've seen it firsthand. They want GTA. They want Call of Duty. They want Fortnite, right? They want the more edgy, mature, and I don't know if that's because they're in that age span where it's uncool to like Lego games. I don't know, but from what I've seen it firsthand at Hogwarts, right? These kids are like, oh yeah, as they're casting their spells and turning people into rats or whatever, they're like, yeah, screw that. We don't care about Lego Batman. We don't care. So yeah, like to say that, that's not an excuse to be like, oh, well, these are baby games, or oh, this is just a kid's game, or oh, it's just a Lego game, right? Why should you care? Arkham Knight is mature and it's for adults. Rawr! It's like, no. Lego Batman is pretty much the same audience, right? I mean, I don't think many kids are allowed to, unless they have bad parents, are allowed to play these mature-rated games and watch these PG-13 and R-rated films. I know parenting is different across the board, but still, I don't think a 5-year-old is gearing up to play Lego Batman and understands all the references, right? Like, clearly it's made for kids, teens, and adults. It's not made just for kids. So to give that excuse, that's counterintuitive, right? Throw that out the window. Who cares? That's a non-excuse now. That's a non-reason to bring anything up into the sphere of Lego anymore, right? Like we're past that, right? So you can't tell me, oh well, Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum I get, Arkham City, I don't know, it was just empty. Arkham Origins, well, it's curfew and snowing outside. Arkham Knight, well, they all had to leave. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. There's a story reason, but it's also a technical limitation, as I almost die. A technical limitation, right? Okay, well, we can't really have civilians out, so let's just have them leave town, right? Now, I know Arkham Knight is a massive game, and it takes a lot of, power to run, and it was a big game back in the day, and it still is pretty extensive now. But the fact that a Lego game, and I hate saying it like that because, that's kind of dumbing it down a bit, because no, like, Lego games are AAA games. They are worth your time. They are incredible. They are not stupid baby games, right? They are genuinely incredible products that you should play regardless of your age. And Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight looks like it's taking inspiration from not only Arkham, but also all these other Batman things and kind of meshing it into, again, I haven't played it, but from what looks like the quintessential definitive Batman game. Not just definitive Lego Batman, definitive Batman game, period. Right? You've got enemies on the roofs. You've got enemies on the streets. You've got civilians walking around. They're dodging in and out of traffic, right? You've got all these traversal mechanics, 7 playable characters. It's doing everything, right? It's doing everything I wanted Arkham Knight to do, and it's doing more than what I expected it to do, right? Lego Batman is doing more than any of the Arkham games ever did for me, and I didn't even freaking play it yet, right? And that's what's crazy. Now, will Arkham City have a more grounded, mature story? Probably, yeah, right? But in terms of the gameplay and the open world and the ambiance, like I was talking about earlier, and just the level of immersion. And forget that you're playing as plastic, right? Like, the immersion is there, right? The city looks beautiful. Like I said, there are civilians walking around. This is not a dead city with one guy on the street, right? This is a living, breathing city with many bad guys on the streets and the roofs and, all that. And again, we've only seen one baby island. All right, we haven't even seen the full game yet, right? What you're seeing now is freaking, pre-alpha? I mean, this is like early into development, right? Pre-alpha is before the alpha, which is before the beta in terms of gaming, right? I mean, those are terms that if you're a gamer, I mean, this is early on in the development, and it already looks incredible. So, I'm not trying to make this video, giving hate to Arkham, because, obviously they're incredible games, right? They're amazing. But the point is that Lego Batman, right? If I were to recap this, point one is that critics are going to think this is just a recap of, or a reskin of Arkham, and I'm assuming it's probably going to get middle to bad reviews. I'm not going to lie, at least from critics, right? I think it'll sell well, but this game, for me at least, in terms of what I wanted from when I think of a definitive Batman experience, right? What do I want when I want a Batman open world game? I want Batman. Okay, we got that. I want the traversal methods. I got that. I want the vehicles. I got that. I got a story. I got that, right? I got other playable characters. I've got people in the world, right? It's not a dead city. I've got things going on. I've got the wind things from, like, Spider-Man 2, right? With, like, the wingsuit or whatever. So, this game is doing so much, and if they nail it, I think for a Lego Batman game, and just for a Batman game in general, it will be incredible. I mean, Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga, and even though I have beef with that for the 60 FPS Skyflicker BS, right, the game is, it's my favorite Star Wars game, like, straight up. It's the definitive, quintessential Star Wars experience for gaming. It just happens to be Lego, straight up. Like, you got it, really. I mean, play it. If you haven't played it, play it. It's a masterpiece. It's got everything you want from a Star Wars game, for the most part. I mean, I have one or two baby issues, but, really, I mean, obviously, I love the other Lego Star Wars games. I love Battlefront. I love, Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Survivor, Outlaws, right? But when I think of, like, go-to Star Wars gaming, it's Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga. When I think of go-to Batman open world right now, it's Arkham Knight, right? But this looks like, from what I've seen, unless it's a complete dumpster fire on release and it runs like crap, and, it's a complete mess of a game, which TT Games never really releases broken messes, I think that this will be, for me at least, the ultimate Batman experience. When I look at the box art of Batman Arkham Knight, it says Batman Arkham Knight is like the ultimate Batman experience or whatever. It's really not. Maybe in 2015, but right now, this is definitely not it, right? Lego Batman is gonna take this one out big time. And again, I love Arkham Knight. I love the Arkham series. Don't twist my words and he hates Arkham. Like, no, I love him, but it's just this game is scratching the itch that Arkham Knight didn't do, right? So hopefully, unless the game is a complete mess, it'll be great. But yeah, I'm calling it right now. I don't think it's gonna sell that well. It might sell moderately well, but I don't think it'll do that well with critics. For some reason, critics hate Lego games. They give every effing Call of Duty a 10, pretty much. But, and mind, COD is good. The ones that I, played, they're good games. They're incredible. But, Lego Marvel 2 getting a 6 from Game Informer. What the fudge is that? Get the fudge out of here, you idiots. What do you mean 6? What are you, stupid? Crimson Desert got a 6. What are you, stupid? What? It's just really weird, I don't know. I think that people, they don't give Lego games enough credit. They either see them as the baby game or, it's just the same thing every year. But, if you actually play these games, they are incredible and they're worth your time. And the excuse of they're for children, or that's dead, right? That's been debunked for, really forever. But especially with this one, right, is very much a case of, people of all ages love Batman, and I think people of all ages are going to really get something unique out of this Lego game, right? It's going to be incredible. Again, unless it releases a complete glitchy mess, this, at least for me, and hopefully for you too, from what you've seen, hopefully, critical thinking and all that, really, I was thinking about this, and I'm like, all right, well, what does every Arkham game do good, and what does it do bad? and the bad for Arkham Knight was, the no civilians and the no enemies on the roofs for the most part, and kind of a dead, boring city. This looks more alive. It looks like, hopefully the random crimes are infinite and they don't stop, because that would get kind of boring. But, kind of do what Spider-Man 2 did, right? Spider-Man 2 has incredible graphics, really good frame rate, excellent traversal, random crimes. You can replay missions. That game never gets old. There's always something to do, right? Arkham Knight, you eventually run out, and then it's just, you find one guy, you punch him in the head, and then you grapple to the next rooftop, and you glide until you find one more guy talking to himself about something, you know what I mean? And then you punch him, and then you do the same thing again. This looks like, there's going to be so many ways to move around the world, so many things to do, and so many ways to do it. It looks like it's really going to, pave the way, I should say, for a tremendous, open-world DC Batman experience. And again, I'm freaking there for it, man. I mean, shoot, we're getting Mandalorian Grogu, we're getting Lego Batman on the same day. I'm there, right? Give it to me, please. I'm dying as a nerd, please. I'm also dying from my sickness, so I'm going to end this right here. But let me know down below in the comments what you think about Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight. Are you getting it? What console are you going to get it for? I'm probably going to get it on my Xbox Series X. I have every Lego game on there, so I'm probably just going to do it on that. Makes the most sense to me. But, yeah, I mean, I'm excited. It looks incredible. Am I excited about the voice acting? No. Again, the gameplay you're seeing, there's a few animation glitches. Again, this is a pre-alpha, so they're probably going to clean this up a lot more before release. But, yeah, I mean, like I said, from what I'm seeing, this looks like the definitive Batman gaming experience, and again, it just so happens to be in Lego form. So yeah, let me know down below what you think about this game. Are you getting it? Are you not? Are you excited? What's your favorite Arkham game in terms of the open world, the story? Do you like Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League? I know I do. I know I'm the only one. Maybe there's two of us, right? Maybe there's two of us. Who knows? Did you like Gotham Knights, right? I thought that was fine, right? I thought that was okay. And what's your favorite Lego Batman game? Let's talk everything Batman and Lego down below in the comments. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to have a video soon, probably about Crimson Dawn or something else. Again, I don't want to... I'm trying not to film a whole lot because it sounds really nasally and gross, but I haven't posted in a while, and I wanted to get my thoughts on this game as we're getting closer to release. Like I said, I'm a little worried, but I'm also, for the sales and all that, and for the reviews, the general reception I'm a little worried for. But in terms of my needs as a Batman fan, they are met and more 110%. And I haven't even put the controller in my hands yet. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video.